Hello, beautiful Seren Stars, and welcome to your reading today. These are shorter daily readings, but you will find on my page many readings to choose from, shorter ones and longer ones, going up to nearly an hour, some of them. Or pick a pile readings are on there too. But hopefully you stay with us today in this reading. I also want to quickly add in, you may hear my cat, GP, running up and down the stairs because it's evening now. He likes to do that. He might be making a bit of noise, which is fine, but just to make you aware. And also I get a lot of spirit EVPs, that's electronic voice phenomenon recorded on, which is wonderful, and it's great evidence for us to have that spirit are joining us and with us. It's usually my spirit guides, but it can be other spirits that pop in to say hello, to leave messages for us. Usually they're at the beginning and at the end, but sometimes they do pop in between. So have a listen out. Best to listen with earphones, volume up loud to be able to hear them. Okay, so as always, we go through the basic meaning of your first card. Then we'll shuffle some cards together. I'll try and remember this time to take some charms, and then I'm going to tune in as a spiritualist medium and see what messages that I'm given today. I just wanted to add this full card. I was mentioning this in a reading that I did yesterday. I didn't pick the card, but there was other cards that reminded me of the full cards, and I was being shown images of the full card, and I also inserted like a little screenshot. So if you watched that one yesterday, you'll know what I'm talking about. And as I shuffled today, the first card that came out for the first reading that I'm going to be doing is, you wouldn't guess, would you? It's the full card. So yeah, I was blown away again. How that came out, and I love the synchronicities, all the things that happen, and the magic of all of this, because it surprises even me. Anyway, I will get on with the basic meaning of your first card, the Fool, which is new beginnings, and it's a leap of faith and unlimited potential. It's also spontaneous, and with the white rose we have here in his hand, like spirituality. And as I also always say, I feel that we have, most of you are quite a spiritual bunch that join me here on these readings. So yeah, yesterday's message I was saying about, sometimes we can be a bit too cautious, and not kind of venturing out or doing things, and maybe we're missing out on opportunities. I'm saying the word opportunities because we're not, we're kind of hiding ourselves away too much. We're not being spontaneous enough, or we was talking about perhaps being a bit more like young people. They can be reckless at times, but also they have that positive side where it's that wonderment and a sense of adventure, and they don't think as much about what could go wrong, as when you get older. Sometimes you think a bit too much about that. So that's very much coming through in this moment again with this card, but I will tune into that deeper. So let's shuffle these. See. Oh, well, that's flown out. I waffled on so much. They was like, right, well, she's going to take half-hour shuffling, so we're just going to make that fly out now. I caught a glimpse of green. I don't know what card it is though, and wouldn't it be amazing if it is the green dragon card that I pulled out quite a few times in other readings recently. Let's go on to the next pile, which is the crystal angel cards, which are beautiful. Let's give them a shuffle. So spirit in the cards, what messages can you bring for people in this reading today? People across the world who are joining us, who we're truly grateful for. What guidance can we give them? And what, I never kind of plan what the reading's going to be about. I just let it evolve. And then if we have sort of the answer as we go along, and then the title. Okay. Let me just put both my feet on the floor. I have to try not to kick the camera. Just got a quick sip of my water. Sorry about this. Here we go. As I was tuning in, opening up today for this reading, occasionally they put me in different outfits to kind of be part of the message. I was in silver always, and then they put me in gold for a while, and then today they put me in this beautiful purple cloak, and I did do a reading for the amethyst crystal today. If you haven't already watched that, I recommend checking that one out. It's a beautiful reading, uplifting reading there. So I was in purple, and then they put me sort of in white and gold again. So it could come through in the cards today, amethyst, or the messages that are connected to that. So I mean, this card could be the amethyst card for all I know. Once I turn it over, wouldn't that be a surprise? But I just thought I'd mention that about what I was put into opening up, because it can sometimes be significant. It may have just been for me, like healing for me and cleansing for me before I went forward with the readings. Okay, we have the Fool, and I'm just going to tune in further to this one. They're giving me the word foggy, and as you look in, I am drawn into this area. It does look like a foggy kind of haze, doesn't it, over what looks like a forest there. I'm seeing the word toxic, okay? So let me just focus more, because I want to see what they're meaning by this. They give me the words in the sense of like taking away toxic energy around you. So kind of it's like evaporating, and as I was tuning in, they was doing a cleansing on me. It could also be I'm seeing the word diet and feeling this and seeing in images of food. So it could be like you're detoxing like through your diet, and sometimes through the process of detoxing we can feel worse before we feel better. That could be detoxing in an emotional sense or a trauma sense. You may have just started counseling or art therapy or something to improve your mental health. But the message they're showing me here, or it could be fitness, you've started to work out and you've got those aches and pains and everything that goes with that, as well as your diet. But it's ridding of that toxic energy or that toxic whatever it is in your life in all forms. And they're giving me the words, this will come to pass. Okay, so it can also feel like a bit of a cloud over you, this toxicity. I'm being shown like people as well, for example, and relationships. So it could be for all different areas, but the message, it remains the same here. What else can you give me? They've given me thick treacle, so like a lot of us, and like they've given me before, it can feel like we're almost walking through thick treacle at the moment. It's like that feeling laboured. Everything feels more difficult. You may be haven't quite started the detox yet, or you may be in the middle of this, toxic situation still, or you maybe just began detoxing or getting rid of people or foods or certain things. But they're giving me, every cloud has a silver lining. So there is sort of, although it may feel a bit heavy and dark and difficult, they're showing me this sort of positive end, positive outcome coming for you, whatever this situation is at the moment around you. You may have been thinking of something, a situation recently, or praying on something, okay? This is the energy, the thoughts and the messages that are sending your way today. Okay, I need to focus. Give me the word galactic, and I am drawn up here. And again, as I mentioned in another reading, this may have came out, this card again on another one, but I've done quite a few readings and I can't always remember what came out. But it's like the symbol Pisces, and there is stuff going on with Pisces at the moment, planetary wise. So they're giving you a shift of energy, and I mentioned this in another reading. It's about but they're reiterating this. It's a big shift of energy coming. I'm seeing big shift, okay? And again, they gave me yesterday, wheels are turning. Things are changing for the better, for the betterment of humanity, for the betterment of Earth. And even in our own sort of daily lives, okay? I've seen a woman, she's putting her trainers on and she's getting ready. That can be symbolic for you may not actually be running or going to the gym or walking. It could be symbolic as, you know, getting ready to go and movement, which I've been given a lot in readings lately about movement. Now I've been drawn into the white rose here on the card and been given the word peace, and I was given this again. So you may have watched that reading. And peace in your heart. Even though we're chaotic, a lot of things can feel quite chaotic at the moment. There can be the noise in your head and the noise in the world, you know. And they're doing this, so they're bringing it down and they're giving the word settle down. So it's settling it down. They give me the word grounded, so practices to remain grounded as possible, okay, to keep you steady. Give me the word emotions. So it's releasing those emotions and not sitting and staying in those emotions. Give me the word static as well. You can often feel quite stuck in that emotion. So they give me the word release. So it's releasing that. And here we see the little dog there, his little companion. Some of you may have a little companion or thinking about getting a companion, but you may have a friend, a very close friend that's going to help you on this journey, or you're going to help each other. I'm being shown here on this journey. That's also a possibility there for you. I'm being given the word family. So some of you may have some great family members that you can talk to and lean on, or lean on each other to help each other through these difficult times. Being given the word auntie. So some of you maybe quite close to an aunt or someone in your family that you call auntie, but they're not an actual blood relative, but you see them in that way. And they'll be able to give you, I'm getting the word great advice. They'll be able to, it's definitely like a female figure. Give me the word matriarch. You may be the matriarch of the family. You may be the one that gives out the good advice and the help to everyone, which, you know, great to do that. But don't forget yourself in this in your world. You know, you need to support yourself too and think of yourself. But yeah, they're showing me someone leaning on an auntie and an auntie figure coming in to support you. Could be male or could be female. They're showing me a female, but it could be, you know, they're just showing me that to show me the message here. And they're giving me my old dog's name here, which was Trixie from, we grew up together from when I was a baby. So maybe this dog as a dog from you grew up with from when you was young, and they're just reminding me of that scenario for myself. So maybe a much beloved pet. Heaven side as well is coming in to say hello. Maybe you've sadly lost a pet recently. Also, there's also that scenario there, but they're just showing me different facets of this message here to do with the companion that I see. Beautiful. Let's move on to the next card. Okay, which one shall I go for? I'm going to go for this one. How lovely is that? We have the 8 of Autumn, and I did pull this one recently. Also in another reading. It's the perfect time to learn all that you can by returning to school, taking a seminar, or conducting research. Do your best work, and the law of attraction will bring you prosperity and career advancement. How lovely is that? When I was being shown before, it was they was drawing me to the cage before, and I'm looking at that now. And the message I gave before was about you may feel quite trapped in a situation, you know, but it should just show me here the cage was never locked. You were free to fly and free to do your thing. But I'm also getting here, it's like make a change of scenery, you know, get out of the environment that you're in now, go and do some new things and new hobbies, join new groups and have some fun. I think a lot of us are not really having much fun at the moment. I'm seeing the word finding joy, you know, finding joy in different groups, different people and different hobbies. Yeah, there may be some of them, they're showing me like the hobbies that you may have not really thought about before in the past, but all of a sudden you feel like they show me a shift in you as a person. So now what interested you before has changed and you're kind of a bit bored of that, and it's like getting out that rut. So finding a new passion, for some of you could be on your mind at the moment. You may know exactly what that new passion is, but some of you may be like, well, I want to find something else. I need to find something else. I'm bored, I'm fed up. So you can do your research and find either a course or a hobby or a new job, something that's going to bring you to life and as colorful and as beautiful as this parrot that we have here. And they just did the squawk like in my head, like the parrot does. I just heard the squawk there. Okay. And parrots often repeat what we say, don't they? So they're also giving me a bit of humour about, it feels repetitive around you. It also could be someone around you is boring you, or the situation is boring you. It's very repetitive. It could be a relationship, a friendship, a job, or a husband, a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend. It could even be your children, bless them, because they do like to repeat themselves. They're showing me now, I'm seeing like the parrot flying the nest. So maybe some of you have been at home parents for so long and your life revolved around that and family, and all of a sudden they've flown the nest and you're like, well, what do I do with myself now? So this can also be, the message remains for that. The same, go and find new hobbies, go and find new things, research, rediscover yourself is the words that I'm seeing here too. How beautiful is that? Right, they're telling me to move on. Okay, what do we got? What do we got? I love the surprise. Wow. Moonstone. Absolutely love moonstone. I have had moonstone in the past. I may have given it away. A piece of moonstone had a ring. I think I lost once with a moonstone. So I do. It's a beautiful stone. Usually it's like a creamy, clear, not completely transparent, but it's a creamy coloured stone with a slight iridescence sometimes on it. That looks to me a bit like labradorite, which I have here. We'll just have a look at that. You probably can't see the iridescent pieces in it. This is not particularly the most iridescent piece, but you get all different colours as you turn it there. But that's what that reminds me of there. So heightened intuition, be extra aware of your inner knowingness as it is trustworthy. Okay, let me just focus in on this card. They're giving me July. Instantly, I'm seeing that word July. They're giving me the word summer. And I'm seeing this woman again, who I see putting the trainers on earlier, but this time she's running. She is running. She is going for gold. She is fit as can be. What I'm seeing here is she's worked herself to that point. She's, so what we now, January now. So by that month that they're showing me, you could be sort of super fit, but also it could branch out into different areas of your life again. Like you may have been working on this new hobby or this new course or this new career or changing. It's about changing something and finding new things to give you that upliftment and excitement in your life here. And they show me by that point, it could be spiritually. They also show me spiritually, and I was talking about the white rose connected to spirituality here. Okay, some of you may be thinking about getting into spirituality, so they just show me at that point, you will have, if you're starting now, evolved to a certain point, or maybe you're already part way or been doing a particular thing and you're thinking about perhaps going into trance, or perhaps you're thinking about going into teaching and spiritual courses or doing tarot cards yourself. So they're just showing you by that month that they showed me, which I can't even remember what it was now. Editing me will know. It's showing me this woman fit and running again. Okay, I'm just going to focus a bit more on this card. Yeah, they're drawing me to the words inner knowing again, okay, and intuition. And they show me planets again, and changes. So I feel with the planetary stuff that's going on as well, like bigger stuff around the world, and space, the universe, everything, that there's shifts everywhere. So that's going to heighten. I feel that your intuition and your sensitivity. Okay, so they're giving me grounded. Staying grounded again is really important. And as they were showing me earlier, they were cleansing me as I was opening up, and giving me lots of purple. There's the purple, I think they call it indigo as well, but I always call it the purple light. But it's a cleansing and a transmuting light, so it transmutes like negative energy into positive and cleanses away any toxins. I was seeing toxins and being shown that at the beginning when I was being drawn into this cloudy area here. So yeah, there's this whole big shift in many ways for us physically. I'm being given holistic, spiritually, mentally here. So for many of you, there are like these big, huge shifts. Keep seeing the word shifts and changes. They're giving lots of blessings. Again, they're sending that as always, that they send your way. I'm feeling my hand heat up here as I say that. Is there anything else you can give me before I go into the charms? Telling me to focus. It's quite difficult. I'm finding it easier. It's I used to always do readings without cards, but I love the cards, so I started using the cards and learning the cards. But when you're presenting, you're trying to do reading, it is more difficult. Okay, because if I just sat there in silence in between and focused like I would if I was at home doing a reading, I'd usually just focus on a picture or focus on an object, or I'm not particularly talking, so it's easier to focus. So yeah, they often tell me to focus and bring me back, because obviously I'm chatting in between. They're giving me a clap, which means yes, well said. That's very true. So then I have to keep zapping myself back into focus here. Okay, what else? They're drawing me to the aura around this beautiful moonstone angel here. And they're showing me some like dark patches in the aura. That's what I'm seeing like over the card. Okay. And I don't know if any of you have had, is it the aura photography, or thinking of having that, or maybe you're thinking of buying the machine and doing aura photography. I think that would be fascinating. I've never had it done myself. They give me the word health, so that can be quite helpful if you're learning a lot about the aura and the different layers of the aura. And I will slip a bit in here about the different layers that we have and our spiritual body. And by cleansing your aura, and I'm seeing protecting yourself, I'm seeing the words. That's really important. That's kind of interlinked with our health and our well-being. It's not just your body that holds trauma and stress, it's also your aura you may need to work on too. And it reflects like in your eyes and your energy, because we are energy. You could sense a feeling around someone that you just met, can't you? Everyone has a different feeling and a different energy around them, or you can walk into a room and sense a different energy. That's what they're trying to show me here. Like if there's been an argument, and it could be in a team with people you don't particularly know, you've gone into another office and you just feel that energy as soon as you walk into the room. Okay, so they're giving the word cleansing your energy here. So it could be sage. They're showing me sage and burning some sage. I have like a sage, thick piece of sage that I burn occasionally, but what I do daily, I need to reorder some more, is sage incense sticks, because they're really easy to light and burn each day and sort of cleanse your home and cleanse your aura there. And the crystals are really beneficial to help with cleansing and transmuting energy. So perhaps looking into crystals and studying crystals, or buying a book on crystals and crystal healing here. You could take some into the office. You could take a piece of selenite, which is extremely cleansing, or a piece of tourmaline, which is extremely transmutative, I believe, and protective. Carrying a piece of that. Amethyst would be, and moonstone would be great for your sort of spirituality and evolving and cleansing. And I'll put a bit in about the moonstone there. Yeah, but if you haven't watched the video on the amethyst that I put up today, that might be worth, because we have a lot of this lilac and purple here, might be worth checking that one out too. How beautiful is that? Is there anything else that you can give me before I go on to the charms? No. I just see the word no. You've waffled on enough. Okay, let's pick your charm. I'm going to spin the other way. Whoa, oh, how lovely. How lovely is that? Take one more. I'll show you this one first. Beautiful, beautiful mermaid. And they're really magical, aren't they? And very spiritual. It feels very spiritual energy when I look at this. And that many of you are sort of magical beings or transforming into something otherworldly is the word that I'm seeing there. Or maybe some of you have connections with or been told that you're like a mermaid. I did watch a podcast on some comedian. She said that another medium had told her she was a mermaid in a past life, and she thought that was a bit bonkers, I think. But there's other dimensions around us, so maybe they were never in a physical body as we know it, but everything is energy and we are energy. So it may just vibrate at a different frequency, but it doesn't mean that she wasn't a mermaid, and she does look quite otherworldly. So how wonderful is that? And I just keep being given the word magic again, a magician, and about transmuting. Okay, many of you may be sorry, I've got an itchy nose. If you can hear me sounding strange because I'm itching my nose, that can often mean a surprise, like a good surprise coming along your way when you get an itchy nose, or it could just be the cat hair. I just thought I'd let you know what was going on there. Let me just focus a bit more on this. And I'm seeing her diving sort of in and out the sea, and she's joyous and she's free and she's happy. I'm being given those at one with that nature. I'm being given that the whole new world, the song Whole New World. Is it from Little Mermaid or is that from another Disney thing? But that's the song they're giving me. So I will look that up and put the lyrics in there because that could be quite significant to the message here that they're trying to give to you. But it feels so much lighter and brighter. So I feel like in the future, you're going to be feeling this energy. Some of you may even have a mermaid spirit guide around you. Okay. Which is very possible. As crazy as that sounds, it's very possible. Some of you, they're showing me tattoo, maybe thinking about a mermaid tattoo or have a mermaid tattoo. So they're also throwing that in the mix there, because obviously they give me lots to go for different proportions of people across the world. But I think it's mostly about the energy here that we have. And they keep giving me the word magic again. I'm going to take one more before we finish and see what we get. The moon and the stars. Reach for the moon and reach for the stars. How lovely is that one? And I did pull this yesterday for myself on a personal reading that I did, because we all need some upliftment. Although I find these readings from Spirit very uplifting for me too, and helpful. It's like I listen back and go, that's really good advice, It's because it's coming from Spirit, most of, the messages here. So I'm truly thankful to them for the messages and the upliftment, not only to myself, but to all of you across the world. Reach for the stars is the words they're giving me in that song. You probably have never heard of S Club 7, but there's a song, reach for the stars, do, 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 do. I shouldn't keep singing, should I? Embarrassing myself. But I'll pop in those lyrics as well. Maybe it might be worth to give you some of that energy and that high vibrational energies to kind of play that song and jump around to it, to lift yourself up and lift your spirits up. Another song that reminded me that they randomly gave to me when I was feeling down in the dumps, about things was baby, you're a firework, you know, like let your colors burst. And I played the song, and it did help to uplift. And I think we need to remember how magical and how beautiful we truly are, because this day-to-day life can kind of bring us down, can't it? And we forget there's so many beautiful things out there in the world, so many beautiful people, so many beautiful experiences. I'm being shown that we limit ourselves, but the sky is the limit here, okay? You're giving me the end. So that's the end of your reading, and that's absolutely beautiful. And I'm so thankful to Spirit and the cards for this reading. I'm so thank you for you all joining me here today. If you found this reading helpful, you can like and you can follow and you can share, and let's grow this community. It's already growing. Again, I'm amazed and feel truly blessed myself every day that I see a new person likes something, you know, or leaves a comment. So thanks again for all of that. So I feel this with so much love and so much light. And as always, I will see you in your next reading. God bless. Let us begin. And thank you.